Hello again, welcome to GMT Driving School. In this video we're going to look at large format spiral roundabouts. So if you're dealing with a roundabout of this size, you're probably an intermediate to an advanced learner at this point, or you might be a full license holder looking to improve their skill. So one of the key principles here is to find out what lane you need, to get in that lane nice and early using your mirror signal procedure and staying in the lane. So the first sign that we're going to come up to, other than the informational signs, is the maximum speed limit. You know what's the maximum speed limit? Because it's in a red circle. Be careful because other road users tend not to do this lower speed on approach to the roundabout, so pay attention in your mirrors. Also, we've got traffic lights coming up in 500 yards, which tells us we don't really have to be giving way to the right because they'll be the red light anyway. So fourth exit is Cramlington A19 past 12 o'clock. And the next sign tells us what lane to be in, so you use your mirrors at least once, put your right signal on and move over to A19, that's in the right hand lane, lane number 4. I think it's definitely worth a mention at this point, when we look how busy this situation is. As a learner, you're probably going to start to get quite anxious about how much traffic is around you. Well, please don't worry about that. You do your job right, and so will everybody else. It's important to mention at this point that we're coming up with traffic lights. So we've got the red light, and you'll often catch people looking to the right because it's quite natural because you're at a roundabout situation. But they've got the greens, you've got the red, so just hang tight until you can go. So your next key principle is to stay in your lane. It's really dangerous to start changing lanes or changing around the lanes. I think you're going to see that in a second where a vehicle cuts in front of our vehicle. Here they come in the four-wheel drive. And if they've used their mirrors, fine, that was safe. But that's definitely not what you should be doing on a spiral roundabout. It's not the appropriate way to change lane. And what we've got here is the first fork in the road. So if you look at the illustration, you can see how that singular lane splits in two. Well, because you're on a spiral, remember you start on the inside and work your way to the outside of the roundabout. So you want to follow the left-hand fork. What you see here is the real nature of how a spiral roundabout works. We started in lane 4, then we came down to lane 3, and now all of a sudden we're in lane 1 because we kind of went straight for a small time. Again, learners don't react very well to that and they try and turn right because that mimics what they do at a normal roundabout. But just stay within those white lines, and if you notice here, we're in the correct lane. We could turn left here to mark your D's, which probably I will, or we're on the way to the A19 North 4th exit. That's your only exit now. You couldn't change your mind at this point, and away you go. So to review, in this instance, we've got to go on principle 1, you get in lane, at or near the signage, that's the best time. 2, stay in the lane. There might be on occasion a need to change lane, but you can do your normal lane change in principle for that, mirror signal maneuver. And principle 3, if the lane splits, take the left hand part of that lane.